Hi, this is Mihai from Pixel Makers, and I want to walk you through PXM Forms and all of the features, all of the amazing features of our application. So, let's go. First of all, you can find PXM Forms by going to our marketplace, or searching for PXM Forms. You can install our application from the Webflow marketplace, and once installed, you will and once installed, you can launch the app in your Webflow project. So we have two components to our application. We have the Webflow extension and we have a primary application which gives you an overall view across multiple workspaces. So if we go to pixelmakers.com, you can find PXM Forms by going to Products and PXM Forms, and you can log in into the main application at any time by clicking here on Login. Now let's investigate this one first. So we have a concept of workspaces, which means that in one workspace you can have multiple forms. So you can work with the same forms across multiple Webflow projects, and you can also invite members to have access to the forms in your workspace. So to do this, you go to Workspace Settings. From here, you can also change your workspace name, and you can go to Members and add new members here. Once you click add, they will receive an invitation. You can also delete the invitation if you didn't want to do that. And when they accept the invitation, they have access to this. And also if they have the Webflow, if they have access to Webflow, they will also have access to this extension and they will see exactly the same thing as you. Other things you can do in the PXM Forms workspace is to upgrade your workspace to a paid subscription, which would give you increased limits and also the ability to use the forms on a custom domain. So by default, PXM Forms works for free on any Webflow.io domain, but as soon as you want to use them on a custom production domain, you will need to come here and upgrade your subscription. You can just click on the upgrade button for any subscription. You can choose monthly or annual, and you are free to upgrade. In integrations, you can edit your Webflow connection. Imagine you install it on one website and then you want to give access to all of your workspace websites in Webflow. You come here to integrations and edit connection, and you can reinstall the application and choose all of the websites that you want. Next thing is domains. This is a really important one. You can also find it in the extension settings here. If you are on a paid plan and you have access to custom domain submissions, you also need to put here your domain. So if you want to receive submissions, let's say from Google, let's say you are at Google, you want to receive submissions on this domain, you simply add a domain in, and that's it. Or if you can also add a www if that is your primary, if this is how you've added your domain in Webflow. Keep in mind this, you will not see form submissions if you do not add custom domains here. And yeah, that's pretty much it, what you can do in your workspace. You can also view some metrics, you can view your limits and how much you've used from that limits. And if you go to forms, you can see your form submissions, you can download as CSV, and you can also delete an entire form or just a submission or multiple submissions if you want to. Now let's go to the app which you will use the most, which is the Webflow extension. In here, when you open it for the first time, you will not see any forms, but you will see the ability to add a form. To add a PXM form, you simply click on add form and you select the form. Let's create a new page. so we can see something. I'll call it form page. And in this form page, I'm going to add, I'll cheat a bit. I'll just take this section. I'll just take this page wrapper from my homepage and delete, and just delete everything except for this contact page. All right, so let's imagine we have this this contact form. I will delete a few things to make it exactly like it is by default in Webflow. So we have this form, right? Now you see that as soon as I'm clicking on a form, it detects that I've selected a form, so nothing to do here. Then if you have existing forms in PXM Forms, you have the ability to connect to an existing form. Otherwise, you can create a new PXM form and connect it to this by giving this a name. Let's call it career form, or not career, new projects form. All right, next tab, this is where the magic happens. If you want to receive notifications, you have the ability to use global settings and define certain emails and SMS to use across all of your projects, or all of your forms, I'm sorry, or you can select custom, which means that for this particular form, it will override the global settings and you will receive the notifications just at the emails or SMS phone numbers you type in here. So for this case, let's say I'll put in a new email address. All right, and I want to override the global settings, and I also need to replace this form action. By default, we cannot replace the action for you in Webflow, so you will need to copy this. You can also slide it across if you want, just copy it, and you can click on the form block or the form, and here in settings, you just need to paste it here in action. And once you do that, check this, and that's it. If you click save, it will add some magic in and your form is ready. Now, the next really cool feature is reCAPTCHA. So if you want to use reCAPTCHA in your Webflow forms, you can just go to reCAPTCHA console, click on this V3 admin console, and click on the plus icon and add, let's add reCAPTCHA. You can choose between V3 or V2. In my case, I'm going to choose the V3 because it's invisible. And for label, let's just put in new PXM Forms demo. I'm okay with that. For domains, we need to put in two domains actually. One is the Webflow, the one with Webflow.io, and the one without. So in my case, I'll put pixelmakers.webflow.io and pixelmakers.com. All right, and that's it. Once I click submit, I just need to grab these two keys, side key, paste it here, secret key, paste it here, and save, and that's it. reCAPTCHA is added to our Webflow forms. And once you publish, I'm not going to save because I already have the keys. Once you save, you will no longer see the keys. This is a security feature. We encrypt everything in our database to make it really secure for you. So once you publish, of course I didn't publish, I'll just publish on the Webflow.io domain. Alright, so once we publish, we have this amazing form. reCAPTCHA is also injected. I'll demonstrate. If we look at the head, we see that we have the reCAPTCHA code here. And on the backend, we also validate the, we actually check if it's a bot or not by using the proper reCAPTCHA flow. Let's put in a test. Hey, I'm John. John.doe at Gmail, some info. I agree with the policy, I click submit, and that's it. I have a new form submissions on the new project form, and I can see it here. If I go to submissions, I can also delete it if I want, and if I click expand, I can see the submission, and if I click on the eye icon, I can see all of the fields here. Now, if I enable SMS, I will also receive an SMS notification. When if I click on that, it will open the PXM Forms app. And one thing to notice here, see these ugly labels? This is because it takes exactly the label from here. So if you want to have really clean and neat namings here, you just need to change the name here. So first name, last name, email, and details. If I clean this up, I'll have new labels, and I'll also show you what happens with the old submissions. If I save this and I go to the form again and I resubmit it, hey John2, John2.com, some info. I'll check this and submit. And now if we go back, we see something interesting happening, which is that it also displays the old stuff, and also the new one. And if you delete this old submission, you will only have the new labels. It merges pretty much all of your labels across and shows you what answers you have on each field. All right. Now, since we are on an existing form, you'll see all of your forms here. You can search for your forms. You will see all of the forms in your workspace. So if you create a new website, you will see exactly the same forms, and you can connect them to the same form and receive all of your form submissions in the same place. Now, if I click on this form and I go to configuration, here you can edit your form, you can edit your notifications, you can choose to receive notifications in a different place, and you can also see the form action again in case you want to do it. In case you want to manually connect a new form, you have the ability to do that, and you can also delete a form. And let me show you how a new submission looks. So when somebody submits a notification, it looks like this, with all of the fields already populated in here. And that's our application so far. We are planning to build a lot more into PXM Forms, and this is just the beginning. But if you encounter any issues, feel free to click on this sign. You have a few support articles in here that can assist you, and you can also reach out to us at any time using our chatbot, either in our help center or by going to pixelmakers.com/pxmforms and using this chatbot. If you want, you can also subscribe to our newsletter. We send helpful tips regarding Webflow and forms and PXM Forms updates. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on PXM Forms. Bye bye.